Alright, that looks okay. Sick. Alright, actually, let's move this around. Okay. Looks about right. Okay, you can see all that. Cool. So let's watch this. I already had these onions cut up in the fridge, so we're just gonna do a little dice. Kind of don't like dicing stuff that's already been chopped, but this will use them up. This is a wok brush. It's like some stiff bristled bamboo. Really good for cleaning out cast iron and carbon steel pans and stuff. Alright, so pan is clean. For a second. There's a big boy. Smells great. This chill music station has been really dramatic lately. Kinda don't hate it, but it's not usually my vibe. line up for me. So I've been leaving my garlic in pretty big chunks lately because I kind of like how spicy some more raw garlic is, and I've found that I've been just like overcooking my garlic where it ends up just like a charred husk. So having it be in like larger pieces like this, even if the outside is a little overcooked, I still get some really nice undercooked garlic in the center, which is really tasty. So I'm trying to think what else I have to even add to this. I don't have like a ton. I do have some bell peps somewhere, I think. Peas. Meat, bag of meat, and what else we got? Ooh, ginger. Some of that. Some eggs. At first I was really hesitant about this like frozen ginger thing. This is like from Trader Joe's. It's a little more expensive than I'd like, but I've been really liking it. Yeah, happy to teach you, Derek. So this is from Trader Joe's, and I kind of like it because I really like stuff in the freezer because I don't like stuff going bad. I feel really bad about it. So I like things that are like a single-use freezer item. So like this, for example, this weird bag of meat is I just got a pound of pork sausage and I cooked all of it up and then froze it. I should have probably frozen it on like a cookie sheet, but this allows me to put like, I don't know, like a quarter cup of meat into a dish. I kind of just like meat flavor. So it's nice not having to like have meat that can go rancid in the fridge and stuff. So, and I'll use that up in a month or two once I make it. So we do that for all of our meats. For example, like we do like a slow cooked pork shoulder for taco meat, and we freeze it in muffin tins like this, so we can just like grab a puck of meat and make tacos out of it. What time is it for you? It is 9:53 a.m. A beautiful Saturday morning. Just gonna give this frozen ginger just a little bit of a chop. How about for you, my friend? I'm actually in Minnesota. Same time zone, but different feel. Alright, I've got all my ingredients kind of ready to go. Oh, and I have the most important part for fried rice is that this is fried rice, or some rice that I cooked like 2 days ago. So it's cold. So if you're making fried rice, you kind of want it to be cold, otherwise it's going to get really mushy and not actually fry very well. Oh hey, you're in Scotland, UK. Welcome. So, I'm trying to decide what fat I want to use. So, I'm probably going to go with my favorite lately, which is a stick of butter in the freezer. So I cook with a lot of cast iron, and this is really nice to have really hard. It doesn't melt too fast. I'm going to cut away some of this extra paper though. And Yeah, I'm cooking dinner for breakfast. I kind of looked in the fridge and was like, you know, I bet I could make fried rice from what's in here. So I like the freezer better because I can just like glue stick it into the pan. It works great. So I'm gonna start with my onions. Cook these first. These up a bit. Get my red pepper flakes out. Add some of these after a little bit. I don't really know if I have any other veggies. I kind of don't. I have some in the freezer, maybe. Yeah, we are very low on vegetables. That's okay. Those are just cooking there. Ooh, I found some. Alright. Got some of my green peppers. And some green beans. I'm just basically raiding my freezer for whatever. And this is nice and smoky. We don't really have our smoke detectors on. It smells great. I wish I had the smell-o-vision I could share with you. So this is a good example again. So we had a green pepper that was almost going to go bad. So I chopped it up, diced it, and froze it on a cookie sheet, and then put it in a plastic bag so that I can add just a little bit to meals just like this. Turn down the heat a little bit, I guess. And we're going to add the ginger. Let's probably get a spatula out eventually here. Just gotta, find one. This is my new carbon steel pan. I got this a couple months ago. Yeah, we have a little bit of stickage right there, so I've got to actually find that spatula. There we go. Just to keep the bottom clean. If anything starts to really stick, and it looks like the ginger is wanting to stick. Once I start to see things sticking a little bit, I'm just going to freezer butter a little bit more. I picked up this trick from watching street food videos, like Asian street food videos, and say, so what is it you're making? I'm making fried rice. Is this my first stream? It's one of my first cooking streams. I streamed some electronics projects in the past. Doing things with like building Arduino stuff. I made some Philly cheesesteaks like 2 days ago on stream. That went really well. But more or less, haven't done a lot of cooking streams. I guess I'll add the rest of that. There's not much left. We're making some fried rice kind of stuff. What culinary school did I study at? Hey, Joe. Check out how nice this carbon steel pan is working, Joe. Working pretty slick. I gotta turn the heat back up. I pretty much only cook on high, typically. You can, essentially, like, as you add cold ingredients from your freezer, it'll cool down the pan anyway, so if it starts getting too hot, you can usually just add ingredients to fix it. I'm gonna add my red pepper now. I'm gonna add my garlic. I'm going to switch it up. I need a little more oil and the butter isn't going to be able to get in here very well. So this is like a little squirt bottle of some peanut oil, which is nice because it has a pretty high smoke temp. It looks pretty good and the handle just goes forever. So garlic is going to want to stick. You can see it's starting to stick here, so I'm just going to scrape the bottom of this pan, make sure nothing's really getting sticky, and I might need to add a little more oil. I'm just cleaning off the edge of the spatula so it stays sharp with the edge of the sharp pan. And stuff is still wanting to stick a little bit, so we're going to do another shot of oil, and we're going to add our peas. Ah, geez. I don't have any green onions in the freezer, which is a bummer. Trying out a new spatula, Joe, too. This is like it's like $5 on the Amazon, and it's real thin. The red pepper flakes really smoking. Yikes. Okay. Gonna add some of our pork sausage, ground pork, a handful, maybe 2 handfuls. And I guess I'll turn down the heat a little bit. Kind of like a good layer of carbon on all my food. Had some other colors to add. I've ever thought about grinding a spatula to the exact contour of a pan. That sounds like a great idea. I think especially with, like, I don't know, with this griddle over here, like, it's kind of, like, these corners are kind of rough to get into. For this pan, I really only use a spatula just to scrape the bottom. That's a good idea though, Joe. We should do it. Okay. Probably just about ready. I'm going to add the more oil. Add some of the rice, or all the rice. Pretzel Rocks is the service I use for music that I'm allowed to play on stream. Can you guys hear the music at all? I don't know if you can. So Pretzel Rocks has to, like, in order for me to use it, it chimes in and says what it's playing. Alright. We got the rice in here, starting to take shape now. pretty good. Perfect music volume. Nice. Again, I'm just scraping the bottom of the pan. You know, if anything is stuck to the bottom, it's fine at first, but if you leave it on there for the duration of your dish here, that's what's going to burn really bad. So you want to kind of scrape it up. I like using the back of the spatula like this, so the spatula is upside down. You get some good leverage on it. So I'm going to carve out kind of a donut here in the middle. So it's probably going to be one of the hottest spots here in the center. And this is where I need to start moving quickly. A little more oil. Got our eggs. Okay. And then we just do our scramble in here. And it'll get into the rice and stuff, and it's fine, it'll mix in. But you kind of just, you know, you move the stuff off to the side. You ignore the burning smell, because it's probably just some rice that fell in towards the burner. And you scramble your eggs. And one of the best parts of today is that my wife is, because she is currently visiting her family for Easter weekend, I'm not even going to use a plate. I'm just going to bring the whole pan to the table with a hot pad and eat directly out of the pan, so I don't have to do as many dishes, which is a bachelor hack, if you haven't used that yet, is just to not use dishes. Plus it'll stay nice and hot. Make sure not to like rest your arms on the edge of the pan or anything like that, because it'll burn you, of course. But okay, so this scramble is looking pretty good. Something's really burning. A lot of eggs, or a lot of rice down by the burner, I think. I'm gonna cut the heat and just do a mix in here. Yeah, this is looking pretty solid. So you don't want to like burn the eggs. The eggs are gonna, like all the vegetables and the rice and you know, especially the onion and pepper and garlic, it doesn't really mind getting burnt, but the eggs are gonna get weird if you burn them too bad. So that's why I cut the heat just there. Also, I'm gonna be adding, I can't smell anything. Is your microphone working? I know, right? You want to cut the heat because before you add soy sauce, so adding soy sauce is like one of the last steps for fried rice. You're going to want to wait because the soy sauce has some sugars in it. I think there's something. Anyway, when you put it in there, if you still have a lot of heat on the bottom of the pan, it's going to burn to the pan. So you let the pan cool just a little bit, and you add the soy sauce after. When I first started making fried rice, I couldn't figure out why I never got the color right, and I realized it was just because the color was artificial a lot of times just from adding soy sauce at the end. So now that I've added soy sauce, we're getting a nice brown color. Mix it in. You know, the bonus of not having the smell of all of this is you also don't get the choking like pepper smoke from red pepper flakes burning on the pan. That chokes you. So, I mean, that's a plus. A couple of flips just for good measure. All right. So to top this off, I'm going to do just a couple more things. I'm going to stick this in here so it's out of the way. Put away my frozen pork sausage. It is just smoky in this house. We really did just unhook our smoke detector in the main floor because it would go off every day. Kind of just like to burn stuff, so I'm gonna do a couple things here. I have some peanuts. I don't know, maybe. Jesus Christ. 1/4 cup peanuts. I also have this. This is a Fancy Town ingredient. I got this as a Christmas present a while ago. It is some basil oil, and this will make it taste more like Thai fried rice. So when you have Thai fried rice, they add a lot of basil to it. Basil is a common ingredient for Thai dishes. And basil is one of those things that's just like, unless you got a basil plant, it's kind of hard to keep fresh basil all the time. So basil oil is a really nice kind of compromise to that. It adds a little bit extra flavor that you want. So just chopping up these peanuts. Peanuts are going to be really good for they're good for flavor. And I could have thrown them in earlier and fried them too. That would have been probably smart. But it'll be really nice for variance in texture. So I'll get some nice crunch every once in a while. That'll be really good. Stir that in. And I'm going to add a little bit of this basil oil. Really try not to add too much. I just want a little bit. And there's some other stuff you can choose to add if you want. This is just me being Fancy Town man. I'm adding a little bit of sesame oil as well. I say that I'm being fancy and then I'm planning on eating directly out of the frying pan, so maybe that's not me really being all that fancy. And then just about out of sesame seeds. Just gonna put some sesame seeds in here for good measure. You don't have to do this, it just looks neat. Alright, voila. Well, I don't really want to subject you to watching me eat, so I'm going to end the stream here, but thank you for joining me. It's fun cooking on stream. Oh, I'm covering up the camera like a fool. I'll be, I don't know, I'll be streaming some more dishes probably at some point, so see you later. Let's see if I can stop this. Alright.